Hello again, welcome to Prime Business. Economist Professor Patrick Isuming has stated that the 2025 budget will prove whether the government is keen on resetting the economy. His views follow assertions by President John Mahama during the State of the Nation address in Parliament that the economic crisis are deeper than earlier estimated, warning it could take years for the necessary corrections to be done. Reacting to these concerns, Professor Isuming said the upcoming budget must outline measures to revive the economy.
Well, I think it depends on the specific programs, especially on the fiscal side, that will be put in the budget. And the president did say that a lot of the specific and final details will come when the finance minister presents the budget next week, so or the week after. So in that sense, I think people will be looking at the budget, especially the private sector will be looking at the budget with some keen eye to see exactly what the president will do and whether his actions and his reassurances that he's going to welcome the private sector to partner the government, whether he will actually do that, and then it will be something that they will find acceptable. So I think that's where it is. For that, we have to wait until the budget is presented, and then whether the request that the private sector has made of the president, to what extent it will be addressed.
We've got more reactions from the business community because the chief executive of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mark Bedu-Abuaji, says the economy has not fully recovered. According to him, government must provide businesses with a good environment in its 2025 budget to enable business contribute to the economic recovery process.
For the most of the statements that were made today was to give us the current position, the situational analysis of the economy and other sectors as well. That is going to actually set the tone for the budget. Now that we know the issues, the budget must address all these individual issues. There's no question about that. And as the president said, we voted for him to come and solve our problems for us. So he clearly acknowledged that he's not there to lament or just say the things, but he's there to resolve them. So the budget should now pick all these issues and see how they can resolve them. We want to see the actual policies to revitalize the economy. We want to see how we are going to navigate all these challenges that were enumerated. So the budget for me is a critical area. My focus was not on this particularly, but the idea is that it's going to give us a fair idea of what is happening, for which reason the Minister of Finance will now pick up all these issues and present the budget reflecting the challenges that we are facing. We want to see a budget that will resolve the issues that the private sector is currently going through. He said the private sector, we have a very hostile environment. And what are the hostile environments? He acknowledged that the taxes are so high. He acknowledged that inflation is high, cost of credit is high. All the issues concerning the private sector are all not on the right path. So the budget should tend to reverse and improve the business environment. And I'm sure that once all these things are done, the private sector is ready support all the policies regarding development, regarding growth. And of course, the 24-hour economy is also one of the focus of the private sector if the right environment is set for us.
Let's now hear from the President on the floor of Parliament today because he has reiterated commitment to ensure sustainable energy supply in the short to medium term.
Financial distress in the energy sector remains a significant obstacle to delivering consistent and affordable electricity to Ghanaians, and it poses an existential threat to our economy in general. Compounding these challenges, critical maintenance activities such as the scheduled pigging of the West African gas pipeline, WACO, were postponed from 2024 to 2025 without sufficient contingency measures for alternative fuel supply. As a result, my administration has had to swiftly mobilize resources to secure emergency fuel supplies to ensure that electricity generation continues despite the closure of the West African gas pipeline. I've been informed that the pigging exercise will be completed in the first week of March, and once again, additional gas will flow from Nigeria. We are anticipating a marked improvement in the power situation once this begins. While the current state of our energy sector poses grave concerns, we must remain resolute in our commitment to restoring stability. I've directed the Minister for Energy and Green Transitions to implement far-reaching reforms, including enforcing a single revenue collection account, strictly adhering to the cash waterfall mechanism, and eliminating all wasteful expenditures by the state utility.
Away from the State of the Nation address, former First Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Maxwell Opoku-Afare, is calling for more collaboration between the private and public sectors to drive growth. He was speaking at the 2025 Church of Pentecost Global Business Conference.
Church of Pentecost Global Business Conference, known as the Pentpreneur in Ghana, is an annual event organized by the Church of Pentecost to bring together entrepreneurs, business leaders, professionals, and individuals with an interest in business development.
Take the government as an individual. You call it income and expenditure. Government calls it revenue and expenditure. If you are an individual and your total income you get in a month is 100 Ghana cedis, but you list all your expenditures, and you see sometimes you call the expenditure the rigid part and the flexible part. Chairman did a demonstration here. He put 4 gentlemen around him. Those expenditures are not flexible. You can't do anything about them. You must face them. That's why Chairman said that you can create peace, but they won't go away. You push them back, you try to manage them, but they won't go away. So government has certain expenditures that are rigid, that you can't do anything about them. You can manage them, but you can't do anything about them. And then there are some that are flexible. So when we sit down and say that government should cut expenditure, there is only a small component that he can cut. The rest, if you want to cut, that means, as Chairman demonstrated, you want to cut your rent, you will be homeless, you sleep on the street.
Chairman of the Church of Pentecost, Apostle Eric Yamiche, stressed the need to promote business growth, innovation, and ethical practices, as well as providing networking opportunities for business-minded individuals.
And we also think that because we are Christians and we are the salt of the earth, if we live right, we'll be able to impact our communities. So that is why we have decided to gather our business folks, so we will be able to teach them how to do business faithfully, and to love this nation and to do the right things to impact the land. That's why we have called for this conference. They are big guns amongst us, but we took them from, they were nobodies when they joined the church. It is God who has made them who they are. In this meeting, they'll be sharing some experience, and we'll also be teaching our up-and-coming entrepreneurs and business people how to emulate them and do business the way God wants it.
Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Ahmed Ibrahim, called for a collective effort to create a more conducive environment.
In us, that we can do it. Help me to bring religious tolerance, political tolerance, interreligious collaboration, bringing all the other faces together and leading well. Today is Sona, but I have to skip time and come here, for I know without you, we cannot do it. So in the fullness of time, we will call on the church to partner with the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs to lead the cause for transformation. To my brothers in the business fraternity, I'm not different from you. I am the Chief Executive Officer of Flamingo Publications. This was also given to me by the church, and I take my business as a business of the church.
Data from the Ghana Statistical Service shows China remains the largest source of imports to Ghana in 2024. Ghana imported goods with a total import value of over 50 billion cedis from China. More in this report.
The Church of Pentecost Global Business Conference.
China leads the chart, followed by the United Arab Emirates, the United Kingdom, India, and United States of America, each with imports exceeding 10 billion cedis. China retained its position as Ghana's largest import partner, increasing its import value from 33.9 billion cedis in 2023 to 56.8 billion cedis in 2024. In 2024, the United Arab Emirates accounted for 21.9 billion cedis of imports, and the United Kingdom, with 19 billion cedis, primarily consisting of mineral fuels and oils, replaced the Netherlands and the Russian Federation in the top 5. 10 products accounted for the third of all imports. The highest import value was diesel, automotive gas oil for the Tema Oil Refinery, followed by light oils, motor spirit, and super.
In more business news, the Commonwealth Enterprise and Investment Council has pledged to support the government's 24-hour economy policy aiming to boost trade and investment in the country. This is expected to attract foreign investment, promote local businesses, and enhance Ghana's competitiveness in the global market. Here's a report.
According to the Commonwealth Enterprise and Investment Council, the 24-hour economy policy aligns with their mandate to promote trade, investment, and the role of the private sector across the 53 Commonwealth member countries. By leveraging Ghana's 24-hour economy policy, the Council seeks to facilitate increased economic activity, job creation, and innovation. Speaking to Joy Business at a breakfast meeting with stakeholders to discuss opportunities within the Commonwealth, CEO of the Commonwealth Enterprise and Investment Council, Rosie Glaze-Brooke, stated that the Council will work closely with Ghanaian businesses to explore the various opportunities in the Commonwealth.
We would like to have a strategic partnership with the Government of Ghana and also with the incoming Secretary General of the Commonwealth coming from Ghana, and I'm on her transition committee. It's putting business and trade at the centre and a priority for all of the Commonwealth countries to see that this is the glue that binds all of us together. We want Ghana to have a very strong presence at our Trade and Investment Summit in London in April, and I'm very pleased that many of the strategic partners will be already joining us at the Trade and Investment Summit in London.
The breakfast meeting brought business leaders together to network and explore the prospects of the Commonwealth Enterprise and Investment Council. For Joy Business, Pius Kujubaka.
Aquafresh Company Limited has extended a benevolent hand to the Muslim community with a special Ramadan contribution to the National Chief Imam Sheikh Osman Nuru Shaributu at his residence. Here's more.
Initiative is part of Aquafresh Company Limited's corporate social responsibility. The company donated assorted fruit juices from Fruteli to the office of the Chief Imam. Speaking at the event, the head of sales and marketing of Aquafresh Company Limited, Sunatosh Keshri, said the gesture is indeed to seek divine favor and goodwill for the company during the sacred period of Ramadan.
We want a blessing for the company, blessing for the nation, blessing for our all brothers and sisters, those who are coming from this community, because I believe that this is the month which is a very holy month and it is a festival month, and everybody pray for betterment, everybody pray for the prosperity and the peace, those who can bring it into these nations. As we know that everywhere there is a lot of problems going on around the world, and we need a real blessing and a real prayer to overcome all those kind of hurdles and all the problems throughout the world.
Receiving the contributions on behalf of the Chief Imam, spokesperson Sheikh Amiyal Shaibu expressed profound gratitude for the generosity of Aquafresh Company Limited. He acknowledged the importance of such acts of kindness during the holy month and urged Muslims to embrace the spiritual significance of fasting and selflessness during Ramadan.
We want to use this opportunity to call on Muslims to patronize this product and make sure they use it effectively to break their fast. And want to say that God will bless this company for, like the Chief Imam himself said, it's been brought to him all right, but actually those who are going to use it are the less fortunate in society and the poor who rely on him for what they use to break their fast. And so this comes to really augment what is already in his hand, which is most of the time insufficient to cover all those who come to him. So for them to have brought this, it is something that he appreciates very well. As we approach this Ramadan, it's important that as Muslims, we all appreciate the very deep meaning and the spirituality of fasting. And let's all keep to the values of compassion, the values of honest living and true dedication to God, the values of building personal discipline, which our modern time and our nation needs a lot, the values of tolerance in the spirit of fasting.
You're still watching Prime Business with me, Pius Kojo Baka. The former managing director of the Bulk Oil Storage and Transportation Company, BOST, Dr. Edwin Provençal, has emphasized the need for a comprehensive value chain analysis in evaluating national resource programs. Now, speaking in an interview after a lecture at Academic City University, he cautioned against scrapping existing initiatives without a thorough review. Rosila Calistego has more.
Academic City University College organized the lecture as part of its strategy to connect students with industry leaders, providing valuable insights into resource management and economic sustainability. Speaking in an interview after the lecture, former managing director of the Bulk Oil Storage and Transportation Company, Dr. Edwin Provençal, emphasized the importance of conducting a thorough value chain analysis when evaluating national resource programs. He highlighted the need to assess weaknesses in various sectors before making major policy decisions.
Nothing comes to mind now, but if we do a proper analysis, because I am blind to the gold side, I know what the oil side looks like, but I'm not, so I don't have the full view of the total program. But if they did do a proper value chain analysis and there are weaknesses in certain areas, why not? It's for all of us, and nothing stops the minister in executing the mandate the president has given him to review and enhance the program. I would advise against the hasty decision to scrap it because our fundamentals are still weak.
President and Provost of Academic City University College, Fred Mac-Fagonluri, reiterated the institution's commitment to bridging academia and industry by engaging field practitioners to mentor students. He pointed out the importance of real-world experience, particularly in entrepreneurship, to equip students with the skills needed to lead and transform businesses in the future.
So this is part of the ongoing strategy for Academic City. We like our students to engage with practitioners from the field. We want people that have lived, live and walk the walk, and they're not just talking the talk, right? They've led the walk. And so for our students to see somebody who has actually been in industry, actually taking a company in distress and bring it into profitability, I think that is the ultimate thing that we as an institution should strive for our students. Our emphasis has always been on entrepreneurship. Every student that comes to Academic City takes 4 modules in entrepreneurship. And the objective is for them to go out there to start their own entities, or when they find themselves in an environment where Provençal found himself, that they can lead profitable enterprises. So for us, this is directly in line with what we do here at Academic City.
The lecture reinforced Academic City University College's dedication to fostering industry-academia collaboration, equipping students with practical knowledge to drive innovation and economic growth.
Rosila Calistego's report read to you. Now, the Trade Corps Development Authority has engaged cashew traders and exporters in Sampa in the Bono region of Ghana as part of efforts to familiarize with the industry's operations in the region. The tour, which was spearheaded by the Acting Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Andy Osei-Okra, was among many other things aimed at strengthening ties with key players in the cashew industry at Sampa.
Following a successful visit to the Bono Regional Minister, the Tree Crops Development Authority held a stakeholder engagement with Cashew Traders and Exporters Association at Sampa. The engagement, spearheaded by the acting CEO of Tree Crops Development Authority, Dr. Andy Osei-Okra, was to enhance TCDA's commitment to improve cashew production efficiency and its regulations among the operators. Mr. Alex Owusu-Ejei is the chairman for the Cashew Traders and Exporters Association of Ghana.
In the short term, we believe that there should be support in terms of financing. If you talk of financing, we are not talking of government financing, but we are talking of banks and finance institutions understanding the kind of business that we do so that they can plan a financial model to meet the expectation of the Ghanaian cashew trader. Understand the trading system very well so that they catch a system whereby interest rate and all can agree with the kind of operations that we do.
The acting CEO of TCDA, Dr. Andy Osei-Okra, assured industry players of his readiness to collaborate with them to address bottlenecks.
Yes, from what we are hearing, we could see that we need to expose our act and our regulations to all our stakeholders.
In fact, we have regulations that most of our people are not aware, and that's exactly what we're going to do: sensitization and education of our act and the regulations to our members, so that they will know what is in the act. For us, we will not allow any illegal thing to go on in this sector. We are to regulate and develop the sector. That's exactly what we're going to do, and we can only do that by our policies and procedures that have been set out for us, and in terms of the regulations. So we need to engage all stakeholders, as I said, across the value chain. And looking at our farmers, they need to know their role. Looking at aggregators, they need to know their role, traders and exporters, and ensure that they go according to the details of the act. Finally, we cannot just stand here and take any decision until you have educated the people, expose them to what the regulations are, and together with them find a solution to ensure that we have a smooth operation of business.
After touring some warehouses and processing factories, the acting CEO of TCDA and S delegation also paid a courtesy visit to DSP Peter Owusu, the Sampa District Police Commander in Bono region.
And that's it for Prime Business. I am Pius Kojobaka.